What up, what up, what up? This is RJ Fantasy Football Talk, and we back again for the 42nd play call. We back, people. Another episode, week 4. You know who I am. I'm Rodney. This is JJ. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up? Looking for another good week. It's been a crazy week. We covered COVID on Wednesday show, and it's hitting us this weekend, right?
Definitely, because we got we got a game postponed. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans. The game is postponed, so we're not going to give you any impact players from that game today. Obviously, you need to be looking on the waiver wire to try to get some people to substitute those players or make a trade or two just to get you back for the week. I wouldn't do nothing too extreme, but I would just try to do something to get you back during the week. So, but I'm going to go ahead and start it off, and I'm going to start it off like I always do. I always go with my Niners first. So we playing Philly. And the impact players for that game for Philly is Carson Wentz, Miles Sanders, and Zach Ertz. For the 49ers, no Jimmy Garoppolo this week so far. He's not practicing. So you got Nick Mullins, McKinnon, and you got Brandon Ayuk. And guess who's back, people? The one and only, the best tight end in the game, George Kittles. He's back this week. And I'm picking my Niners to win this thing. We can go ahead and get this win. We playing home. Back in San Francisco, so we're just gonna get it done. I just don't think Philly has enough. And the defense, we haven't allowed 100 yards rushing all season, so we're gonna get this win.
Okay. I agree. The Eagles are a disaster, so why wouldn't the 49ers win? Running back situations, though, it's so many guys with question marks on that thing on who's going to actually be playing. So I think that's you got to really be.
Yeah.
Make sure you're watching for it, right?
They said McKinnon has been a full practice the last 2 days, so McKinnon is good to go. Yeah. So Mustard, no, he has not been practicing. So I think they roll it with McKinnon this week. So definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me get started with my first game, and I'll follow your lead and talk about my Raiders first. They're playing Buffalo. I did not pick them last week, and I'm not picking them again. I think this game will be closer, but Josh Allen's going to have a field day, I think, with the secondary. But believe it or not, the Bills' secondary is even worse, and so I think Derek Carr is going to be a good play this week. So, have them in the lineup. Your regular guys like your Diggs and your Wallers will be there. But also put in Hunter Renfrow and Cole Beasley this week, giving love to a couple of slot guys that they can have really big games. And the Raiders have allowed 2 touchdowns from every team they've played as far as running backs are concerned. So I really like Devin Singletary to have a monster game. I'm always showing love for Josh Jacobs, but that's my take. Bills win, unfortunately. So
yeah, I might have to go with the Bills on this one. Josh Allen gonna have a good game. Singletary definitely gonna have a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than people are saying. Yeah. So I think the spread, I would say a 3-point spread. I think it'll be a 3 to 4 point
game.
Yeah.
If the Raiders win, it'll be because they're inspired being at home. But I don't really think that worked against the Saints. I don't think it works against Buffalo. But.
Well, that was also on Monday night too. So
yeah, and it was that's when they play their best.
So I mean, no. Well, I'm gonna roll in mind. My next matchup is the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. I'm picking the Houston Texans to win this game. Obviously, the impact players from Minnesota, it's Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. And from Houston, you have Deshaun Watson, David Johnson, and Brandon Cooks. I expect Deshaun Watson to have a monster game this week. It's the battle of the 0-3 teams, and I expect them to come out grabbing their first win. If I was you, I would start Deshaun Watson because the schedule gets pretty easy for him now in these next couple of games. So I would definitely put him in and let him go. Obviously, Thielen's going to get his, Dalvin Cook's going to get his, but it's going to be in a losing effort. So I'm going to go and pick Houston on this one.
I give you that. Justin Jefferson?
I like Jefferson, but, I mean, he got to do it again for me.
Right.
So you got to go with reliable Adam Thielen. So, I
believe that.
So if he do it again, then yes, all due, definitely. But you got to show it again. I mean, he had honestly, if you think about it, that he had one big play for like 71 yards, and that kind of accumulated for most of his yards anyway. So that's why. But we got to see it again, though.
I'm with you. All right. So I go to my next game. I'm talking about the Cardinals at the Panthers. If you watched the Wednesday show, I told y'all I've got love for Kenyon Drake, and I'm going to tell you why. I know you guys are probably disappointed with his performance thus far, but the Panthers are allowing 4.9 yards to carry. That's ninth worst in the league. And they allow the most rushing touchdowns. So this is going to be the breakout game for Kenyon Drake. If you haven't loved him so far, you're going to love him after this game. Kyler Murray's going to bounce back from that terrible game against Detroit, giving that ball to DeAndre Hopkins. Mike Davis should have a really good game because, quite frankly, the passing game for the Panthers is mostly dink and dunk stuff. So that's why McCaffrey's successful. That's why Davis will be successful. Hopefully DJ Moore has a decent game, but I wouldn't count on it. So
okay. I mean, Carolina ain't winning this game.
Oh, so no. The Panthers are winning. I mean, not winning. Cardinals win this one if I didn't.
Cardinals gonna win this.
Yeah.
Hopkins gonna have a field day. Yeah. I mean, we just know he's gonna get his 10 to 15 receptions for 155 yards or something. So just they don't have nobody to stop Hopkins. He just gonna have a field day. So definitely, I'm gonna go on my next one. And my next game is the LA Chargers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And my impact players are Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and surprise, Rob Gronkowski. Because there's no Chris Godwin, so he's probably gonna step in that role a little bit. For the Chargers, you got Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler. I would say Mike Williams, but I wouldn't even put Mike Williams in the lineup. Those three I would only play. I'm picking Tampa Bay to win this game. I think Tom Brady started to hit his stride a little bit, and they can't run the ball, so it don't even matter. They're gonna throw all day long. That's why I say Gronk. He had a pretty good game last week, so he had about 6 receptions, 70 yards or something like that. So I see him doing about the same thing, so I'm picking Tampa Bay.
All right, that sounds good. They're killing me with the Leonard Fournette thing in Tampa Bay between him and Ronald. Just when I thought we had Fournette for the win,
yeah.
So
it hurts so bad to do that. Like I don't understand it. I need them to just pick one and just say, hey, right. This is what we're gonna do. Ronald Jones is not that good for him to be even in the conversation with Fournette. So I just think it's crazy, but okay.
All right, so my next game, we're talking Colts and the Bears. The surprisingly undefeated Bears are going to go in and get their first loss because I think the Colts are just a better team. Trubisky got replaced last week, and people are all on the Foles bandwagon. I'm not. You got to keep in mind the Foles numbers where he gets in the second half against the Falcons defense, which is just pitiful. That's when everybody runs up points on the Falcons because they can't keep a lead. I think the Colts defense being possibly the best defense in the NFL right now are going to give Foles some problems. They're going to give that whole Bears deep offensive problem. I like Jonathan Taylor this game. Again, I think Robinson still has a good game with Foles, but I'm not seeing too much happening for these Bears teams. David Montgomery. But, yeah. I think the Colts, if I didn't make it clear, Colts are winning this one. Upset.
I'm going to always stick with this. Nick Foles has not been successful outside of Philly.
Right.
I mean, he won, like you say, he won that game because obviously Atlanta liked getting leads and losing them. So they didn't have a couple of games where people just came back and beat them. So, and then they went into a cover 2 and they won they don't. He gonna have that success when they do that in the end. So come on.
Yeah, exactly. Who hasn't looked good at the end of the game against the Falcons? So I'm not buying into it. Colts are just a better team.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna roll into mine. My next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and I am going to go with Jacksonville in this game. Gardner Minshew is going to be a playmaker or impact player. James Robinson, Joe Burrow, Tyler Boyd, and I think T. Higgins is going to continue on what he did last week. I just see him taking A.J. Green's position at some point. I'm not going to say it's going to be in the next couple of weeks, but I think the more they get him involved, I think the more they're going to slide him into that second receiver role. AJ Green may still be a factor, but not as big as people think. And I'm still going with Jacksonville on that.
Getting it done with time to spare once again. I think that's the hardest game to call all week.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all of them not because their teams are good, obviously, but they're both equally bad. I think I'm going with the Jaguars to win, but I don't know. It's a coin toss.
I mean, that was probably the toughest game I had to pick because I'm like, do I pick Cincinnati? Do I pick Jacksonville? Right. It's a toss up for me, but I think Jacksonville pulls it out. I mean, Joe Burrow gonna play a good game, obviously, but I think he doesn't have the experience at the end to win the game. So I think that's something he got to learn down the road. So definitely.
Okay. Well, next up is the Saints at the Lions, and I think this has the potential to be the biggest scoring game, but it depends on whether Michael Thomas is there. He's trending towards playing, so that should make it really good. Both quarterbacks, I think you'll finally get a really good game from Drew Brees, and maybe even somebody other than Alvin Kamara getting reception. So I like Kamara, I like Thomas. I like Galladay on the other side. I don't like really any of the traditional running backs for the Lions because, quite frankly, none of them are that good. They've been all in on Adrian Peterson, it seems like. But to me, I don't think he has a really big game. So that's about it. Jared Cook might even put in some work this one, or Emmanuel Sanders, but I like Thomas and Kamara Cook. We've seen so far that it's Drew Brees has been locked in on like a single person this time. Maybe
I like the Saints to win this game.
Yeah,
I think the Saints are gonna win it. Alvin Kamara definitely gonna do him.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a shootout for the masses. Yeah, them boys is gonna be a knockout, drag out. They're gonna be putting up points. Ain't no defense gonna be played.
Only one other game in this week has a higher over under score than this one. So I think this is expected to be a really, like you said, it's gonna be a high scoring game.
And then if you have well, they saying Adrian Peterson is the league dog. That's what they saying. They saying he
has been.
They say that he's the number one running back out in Detroit. Yeah. So we gonna see if he gets 25 carries or 20 carries or whatever. We're just gonna see because they have to make a decision on that backfield. It's just it's too fluid. Like you don't know which one to run with. Like somebody got to step up.
That means you don't run with any of them.
That's true. You don't pick him. Granted, I picked up Adrian Peterson in one of my leagues just to stash on the bench in case he starts doing work. But I mean, a good stash for Adrian Peterson, you ain't gonna play him though until you actually see how they actually use him. So that would be the case for me. So, but I'm gonna roll into my next game. My next game is the Cleveland Browns versus the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys to win this one. And the only two people that I expect to do anything from Cleveland is Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Dallas, you can go Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Michael Gallup. Matter of fact, you can go all their receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, all those guys going to get work. I mean, you got to think this guy's throwing for 400 yards, 350 on the average. He's going – I mean, and this is the thing. Cleveland going to have to keep up with them, and it's not going to be able to happen because Baker Mayfield, he got to throw the ball more than 25 times, and they're not going to do it. So they're going to run the ball until they can't run it no more. And I think they're still going to lose.
Yeah, if you're an Odell Beckham fan, you have him on your squad. This is your hope. Because this is the kind of game where, like you said, they're gonna if the Browns want to win, they're gonna have to throw the ball a lot, and so that should say Odell Beckham Jr. has a great game. I'm with you. I'm not depending on it, but if he doesn't do it this week, it ain't happening.
Even Landry should have a good game because it's gonna be that's not going to be like a shootout like Detroit and New Orleans. But in order for them to stay in the game,
they're going to have to score to keep up.
They're going to have to score to keep up. The more you run, you're going to run the clock out. So you have to throw the ball down the field.
Exactly.
And that's going to be the problem because Baker Mayfield hasn't shown that he can do it. So, I mean, and that's the problem. So I'm going to roll to my next game.
Hey, can I get my game in?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
We talked about yours a lot, yeah, but
I forgot about it. You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right, so since I get a turn, I'm gonna talk about the Patriots and the Chiefs. And I have to apologize for this one because last week I said Clyde Edwards-Helaire was not going to have as good of a game as J.K. Dobbins. I thought the Ravens were going to run all over the Chiefs like most teams have. Apparently I'm wrong. Chiefs have a great defense, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the truth, and I think he has a banging game this week. So he's going to be my star guy. Of course, Mahomes. They go back and forth between the Patriots and the Chiefs for the last few times they played, but this is the first time with Cam Newton. And I think it's going to be a Chiefs game. I don't think the Patriots really can compete. The interesting thing is going to be to see which player Belichick devises to keep out of this game, to keep the things low. But no matter who it is, Chiefs in the win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. I got to stop hating a little bit, as your wife would say.
It's about time.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Chiefs this week.
You should pick the Chiefs this week.
So
running back, I was trying to think of a running back I like for the Patriots, and I was like, if I'm gonna pick any of, I know Rex Burkhead had the monster game last week, but I don't. Yeah. I'm like, nah. If I go with anybody, it's Michelle. But you know me and Belichick running backs. No.
Yeah. The thing with those,
stay away from them because I can't.
The thing with those running backs, you don't know which one gonna do work from week to week.
Right.
You just don't. Like I know one like last year. Sony Michel was the guy for a minute, and then they had James White, the guy for a minute.
Right.
Rex Burkhead was the guy for a minute. It's just with Belichick, he needs. It's like that Detroit backfield. You don't know which one you're gonna pick.
I mean, it works well for the Patriots, but for fantasy owners, nah, I'm not gonna get. Hey, I just say Julian Edelman every week because you at least know that's
he gonna get his. So definitely.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go into mine. This one ain't gonna take long.
Okay.
It ain't gonna take long at all. Baltimore gonna win. They're gonna blow the doors off Washington. Washington has nobody but Scary Terry. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Mark Ingram. I mean, the defense, they're gonna just destroy them. I mean, it ain't even gonna be close. Lamar Jackson gonna redeem himself this week. He can play a little bit better than he did. He probably ain't gonna have to do much because they're gonna be up so much. They probably gonna run the ball. So I'm picking them with 15 seconds left. So.
Yo, I feel bad for the Washington football team because you know the Ravens are gonna be peeved after getting embarrassed on national TV last week. So I'm with you. It ain't gonna be pretty.
It ain't gonna be pretty.
Speaking of ugly things, I guess I go to my next game and I'm going to talk about the Seahawks and the Dolphins. And,
oh, gosh.
Yeah.
the
Seahawks are going to win. And I think they're going to win handily. The one thing that might be interesting is, hey, we saw Fitzmagic have his game last week. He looked better than people. He didn't throw for a lot, but he did get touchdowns. And he's going to have to. So if you have Devontae Parker, this should be a really good game for them if they're going to try to keep up with the Seahawks. The Seahawks cannot defend against the pass, which is the craziest thing to be based on how they won their Super Bowls. But even Preston Williams might have a good game because of that. I do like Myles Gaskin. I don't know what I think about the running back situation for the Seahawks. You're going to have to wait to see. Carson, if he plays, but most likely Carlos Hyde is your dude right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's another one that's gonna be easy. Yeah. So I don't see really. That's not even a match. It's a lot of really ugly games. It's gonna be
Mr. Unlimited might not throw for 5 touchdowns this week because he might not need to.
He might not need to.
He might only throw for 3 or 4. So. Who knows?
I mean, he might throw for like 250 and like 2 touchdowns, and they already up, so it don't even matter. Yes. So, yeah.
We'll see how that.
And then it's another one. I ain't gonna take long on this one either. We got the Giants and the Rams. I guess you can say Daniel Jones, Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram ain't showed up in the last couple weeks. Darius Slayton, they showed up in the last couple of weeks. And it's all based on Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones hasn't showed up in the last couple of weeks. So they could be an impact player in this game, but they're not. Jared Goff, DeRay Henderson, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, those boys they're going to run to the room, and it's going to be an easy victory for them. It ain't even going to be close. So definitely the Rams going to win. With 12 seconds left. Let's go. That's it. That's all I got.
Not a lot to talk about for a couple of your games this week. I got to get you a harder schedule next week to make up.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, right. A couple games just it won't fair. It ain't fair.
The Giants are probably my most disappointing team because I didn't think they were going to be great this year, but I thought they were going to be much better than they've been, and that's before Saquon Barkley got hurt. They just been terrible to watch.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
I mean, because I don't think even them picking up that running back, I don't see him doing nothing because Saquon couldn't run behind that line. What makes you think he'll never run behind the line? Exactly. No. Mm-hmm. So.
All right. Well, then I've got the last game for the week, and this is the questionable game because this should be a high-scoring game with the Packers and the Falcons, but who's healthy for the Falcons? Julio Jones and Russell Gage did actually practice today. Calvin Ridley did not. So all three of their star wide receivers are with question marks on whether they'll play or not this week. And we just heard now that Lazard had surgery, so he's out indefinitely. Devontae Adams hopefully is back, and so he and Aaron Jones are going to get that work because Aaron Rodgers is on a mission right now, and I think that continues. The Falcons are going to put up a lot of points with whoever is playing. Lord knows who that will be, but they're not going to have enough to get the
Yeah, I'm going with the Pack on this one. I think the Pack definitely going to take this one. I mean, I think Adams might go for 200 yards this week. Yeah, I mean, because they have nothing else. They have nothing. It'll be good for me because I got them in a couple leagues, so I definitely take that.
I said the Lions and the Saints were the second highest over/under. This game here with the Falcons and Falcons is the highest, but I don't know if it's going to meet those expectations just because the Falcons, I don't know who's playing. So look for the update when we show this on Saturday because right now, somebody's going to catch it. Yeah.
I think Julio plays this week.
Yeah.
Julio never really
played last week though, and he didn't.
But he never really misses games like that. So he normally toughs it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that was more precaution from the coach.
Right.
But I think he gets out there today. I mean, he gets out there Sunday and actually plays. So,
Yeah, I say definitely. Worst case scenario, if all three of those guys I can't see that happening. But if all three of them out, then it's going to be the worst Matt Ryan game ever. So I hope he gets some help from somebody. Gurley looked good last week, so who knows? I don't
know. And that's it, people. It's a 40-second shot, 40-second play clock. That's all we got. And I hope y'all have a good week. I hope y'all win y'all games. And, if you need any questions, have any questions, just hit us on all the platforms. You know where they at. So we'll answer your questions. Also, go watch Wednesday's show on YouTube. Definitely. It's about COVID-19, among other things.
Right.
So definitely check out the show and let us know what you think.
All right. Have a good week. Later.
Have a good week. Later.